Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So here on the Maps channel, you really liked the first part of this video, so I thought I would do a second part as quickly as possible. So in this video series, I've got my little flags of the world and capital cities, and I go around this map and I pick a flag at random. We talk about the flag, and then I read you a couple of random facts about that country. Could be useful for a pub quiz, or just because, just like me, you're a little bit of a geography nerd. You can admit it. This is a safe place. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today, and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's start off with Georgia, which has this flag which is so similar to the one above it. Slightly lighter red, if it's to be believed, with these crosses. I know some of you could possibly be from Georgia or know this fact. There's a Saint something. It's not St. George, is it? Which is, ironically, the patron saint of England. And that's why Georgia. Oh, I need to look this up. Anyway, I've got some interesting facts about Georgia. Georgia, if you don't know, is in Europe. Well, sort of. It's kind of between Europe and Asia. In lots of senses, it's considered to be Asian, but it's in Eurovision and qualifies for the European Champions League and the European qualifiers, so we sort of think of it as Europe as well. It's debatable. And it's in an area of the world called the Caucasus. Okay, some facts. It was the birthplace of wine. Thank you, Georgia. Georgia was home to the first Europeans. I suppose it has to be European if there are Europeans there. Georgians love to host a guest, apparently. There are 12 different climate zones. For such a small country, relatively speaking, that's incredible. The world's deepest cave is found in Georgia. The deepest cave, that's impressive. The Caucasus is Europe's highest mountain range. That's the one that separates Georgia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, and to an extent Turkey, from southern Russia. And lastly, you can live in Europe's highest settlement here. That's interesting. That's Georgia, and the capital of Georgia is Tbilisi. Tbilisi. And yes, there is such a language as Georgian, and they speak it here. It uses a completely unique alphabet. It's very pretty. Okay, where are we going to go next then? Should we go to Honduras, India, Libya? I think we'll go to Poland. I nearly looked at Monaco then, look how similar they are. Upside down Poland. So this is Poland. Fairly straightforward flag. Nice and easy to draw, isn't it? White at the top and red at the bottom. Warsaw is the capital of Poland. Yes, Warszawa in Polish. Some facts for you about Poland. Poland is home to the world's largest, biggest castle. I'm jealous as a Welshman, we like our castles here. Poland has one of the world's oldest salt mines. I love salt. Vodka originated in Poland, apparently, because we think of Polish, we think of vodka as being Russian, don't we? Europe's heaviest animals live in Poland. Really? I thought the elk, which lives in Sweden, would have been heavier. What is it then? Because they don't have elephants, obviously. What's next? Poland had the world's first upside-down house. I imagine they did. I've never seen an upside-down house. Poland has one of the most diverse environments in Europe. I can believe that because Central Europe is a great crazy place in terms of how cold it is in the winter compared to how hot it gets in the summer. And the fact that I bring out every now and again is that Bosnia has a rainforest. So Poland's got a coastline. It's a fairly large country, so it's got plenty of inland areas too. I can see them being quite diverse from one another. Okay, we're going to go from one European country to another. I'm going to take you over to the lovely island of Ireland. In my pronunciation of English, I say this word the same as the word for an island, I-S-L-A-N-D. Island, Ireland, maybe a little bit different. Certainly not the same way that they pronounce it in Irish English. You've got the green on the left-hand side, the white in the middle, and the orange on the right-hand side. See if we can find Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire, where are you, Côte d'Ivoire? There you are. So, I used to live in Spain, and I lived with some Irish people, and we did flags one day, and one of them did this flag, and the others made fun of them because they were like, you don't even know how to draw your own flag. So the Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire in Africa, has orange on the left and green on the right, and the opposite for Ireland. Okay, some fun facts about Ireland then, which the capital of which is Dublin, by the way. I love the word Dublin. I think in Irish is Dubhlin, which means Black River, which is, I've been to the Guinness factory in Dublin, and it explains that they joked that Guinness was black, is a stout, all stouts are black, but they joked it because they got the water from the river which runs through Dublin, and it's a very dark water, so it was named in Irish as the Black River. And in my language, Welsh, we have the same word. We call it, do we say Dubhlin? D is black and clean is river, so it's extremely similar. Lots of geographical words the same in Irish and Welsh. Anyway, I digress. So Ireland, one of the facts I've got, Ireland is the most successful country in the Eurovision Song Contest. And I was at the Eurovision Song Contest in Liverpool this week, and I saw the Irish act actually perform. They were unlucky. Sorry, guys. Halloween was invented in Ireland. So, it's massive in the US. It's getting a little bit more important in the UK, but when I was a kid it wasn't that big a deal. 100 years ago when I was a child. Ireland has the largest number of red-haired people of any country in the world. So my great-grandfather had red hair, and they called him the Irishman, and I was trying to find out whether I've got Irish roots or whether that was just a nickname for him because he had red hair. I saw a map. I did it on a video recently, actually, one of my maps at 2 a.m. or maps at 3 a.m. It said the proportion of red-headed people around the world and where they came from, and Ireland and Norway are the two prime suspects. And then, lastly, Ireland is the only country in the world to have a musical instrument as its national symbol, and that, I believe, is the harp. One of my best friends plays the harp professionally. She's not Irish, she's Welsh. We love the harp here in Wales as well. I think harp is just harpa in Irish. We have a really complicated word for it in Welsh now. Okay, let's go to... Where are we gonna go to? Let's go to Malta. So, Malta, capital Valletta. Technically Malta is 2 islands, right? Not just one. I think off the top of my head. So some fun facts about Malta, with the red on the right side and the white on the left. We're going to talk about this at the top here, first of all. Malta was awarded the George Cross. So the George Cross I think is a British thing. It's for bravery. Usually you give it to a soldier for doing something in war, but because of the bombardment that Malta faced, being at the time a British territory during the Second World War by the Nazis and Italy, we awarded the entire country the George Cross. So yeah, it appears they decided to put it on the national flag as well. Left-hand drive in Malta, same as Britain, and a couple of other countries, Japan and Ireland as well. Opposition is part and parcel of Maltese culture. I guess that is being said because it's the opposite of British culture. We just nod and agree with everything. We're like, yes, totally disagree with this, but yes, just nod. Malta is home to 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Being such a small place, that is an incredible number. And the Maltese love religious celebrations. To be honest, I used to live in Spain and they weren't very religious, but they had so many religious holidays. They loved them because in Spain at least they have the most days off of any country in Europe. So I would love a day off as well, so if it's religious or not, I don't care. That's Malta. Now I know I have a lot of Russian subscribers, so we're going to do a couple of quick facts about Russia. The capital is Moscow, of course, and Moscow is how we say it in the UK. In America, I think quite a lot of accents call it Moscow, as if the animal cow, but in Russian it's Moskva, with a fa at the end, so it solves the problem, Moskva. So, Russia, with the blue in the middle, the white at the top and the red at the bottom. It boasts the largest city in Europe. I'm assuming that's Moscow. It's one of the most populated cities in the world. Although, fun fact, St. Petersburg, is the largest city at its, I want to say, like how northern it is around that area of the world. There is no other city as large. So, in terms of northern hemisphere, that high north or further has no larger city than Petersburg. Cats are employed at the Hermitage Museum, I assume to catch rats, but who knows. If you wanted to see everything in said Hermitage Museum, in Russian we call it the Hermitage, and there's actually an Hermitage both in Moscow and in Petersburg, but I assume the Moscow one. It would take you 6 years to see everything, if you spent just 2 minutes at each exhibit. One of the facts about Russia is that vodka is not Russian, it's Polish. And lastly, most of Russia is actually forest. I think tundra as well should be included in that list, but yeah. Arctic tundra. Okay, I've been far too European based. Let's go outside of Europe. Let's go big. Let's go Brazil. So the capital is not Rio de Janeiro, guys. It's Brasilia. It was Rio at one point, and then it was Sao Paulo, and now it's Brasilia, which is like a man-made capital in the middle of the rainforest. And it's in the shape of an airplane, I believe, something crazy like that. And the constellation is actually on here, as well as some words, and very few flags have words on them. I can only think of a couple off the top of my head, Iraq being one, which says Allah Akbar, Allah is great. But this one says like Origem y Progreso, order and progress, on the yellow background. Some fun facts, around 60% of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil. I bet you thought all of it was in there, didn't you? But I know that a lot of it is in Ecuador, Peru, not Ecuador, maybe, Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, Venezuela. There are more than 400 airports in Brazil. I think we have one international airport in Wales. The Brazilian football team have won the World Cup a record 5 times. And Brazil has one of the largest economies in the world. Although certainly when I was doing my degree, which is in Hispanic studies, so Spanish and Portuguese with Russian and a little bit of Arabic, I learned that Brazil had more millionaires than the US, but a greater level of poverty, so the difference between the most rich and the most poor is even greater in Brazil than it is in the US and the UK, which is horrible. So just to be fair, we'll go to Argentina next, so that we're not taking sides between the big two in South America. Certainly not in football terms anyway. So Argentina is the second largest country in South America. Guess who's the first? Argentina has the highest mountain peak in the Western Hemisphere. That's pretty cool. Buenos Aires has the largest mosque in South America. Wow, I did not know that at all. And Argentina's official sport is El Pato. El Pato in Spanish means the duck, but I think it's like, have I seen this? Can you write in the comments what El Pato is, please? Is it something to do with like catching a ball and throwing a ball? Is it like baseball sort of thing? And then lastly, Argentine beef is world famous indeed. Whenever I travel, if I find an Argentinian steak restaurant, I always go there. It is the best. There are some really nice ones in Germany. So I've done some South America. Let's do some Asia. Let's look at India. So we got the green down the bottom, the orange at the top, white in the middle, and then the Hindu wheel in the middle. So cows are sacred in India. There are examples of cows on roads and you're not allowed to like hurt them, so you just have to wait for them to move. You're not allowed to eat beef in Hinduism, I believe, at the top of my head. Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. The Taj Mahal is not a palace. Mahal means palace in Hindi. So, India was the first country to mine diamonds, and then I believe the British stole them all. Bad, give them back. Not all Indians are vegetarians, but many of them are, especially because you can't eat beef. India is the second largest English-speaking country in the world. Isn't it curious that English is not, England isn't the largest population, so I'm guessing that refers to the United States being the first and therefore India being the second. I work with a lot of Indians, and the Indian temperament is very much like the Welsh. We get on really well. Very chatty, very passionate people. India. New Delhi is the capital. Delhi is a place and New Delhi is the new capital. I think they moved it because it got too overcrowded. India being the second largest population of any country in the world after China. There are 1 billion, no, more than that, over 1 billion people living in India. Okay, we'll finish off with an African country. Let's do Niger. Niamey is the capital of Niger, which I did not know. I know a lot about Nigeria, but not Niger. Okay. So Niger. Niger is the home to the largest protected area in Africa. Niger has its own dinosaur. I wish I had my own dinosaur, that's cool. Niger is home to the highest mud brick structure in the world. I guess there are no tectonic plates there, so that's good. Niger is a part of the Great Green Wall of Africa project, and Niger is home to one of the world's largest known animal carvings. That's cool. I did a video recently and it said on it that Niger's population is set to boom next. Nigeria's went recently and is continuing to grow exponentially, but Niger apparently is one of the countries that's going to have a massive population in the next 50 years. Niger. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will do another one again soon. If you want me to do a certain country, then drop a comment and I will aim to do that one in the next one and give you some crazy facts, fun facts, relaxing facts about them in this ASMR video. Click like, drop a comment and click subscribe if you are here for the first time. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I had a video go crazy on YouTube and I got loads of new subscribers, so hello. Welcome to the channel. And see you guys really soon.